Hey, what's up everyone? Today we're going to take a look at an X post or a tweet that was created by one of the developers over at the official Palworld Twitter. We're also going to be taking a look at a message by one of the community managers over at the Palworld Discord. This community manager does not take any crap, and he actually goes into defending the game and telling y'all that the game is actually not dead. Not only that, but we're also going to be discussing some bugs that just popped up in the latest patch for Xbox. And then to finish up the video, I'm going to update you guys on a previous glitch because I know some of you are experiencing some issues with the infinite boss glitch. With all that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into this. Let's begin by taking a look at a response from one of the community managers over at the Palworld Discord. And this message was actually in response to a member's message. And basically the member was upset, saying that the game is slowly dying out, yada yada yada. And even Bucky was kind of heated up, but let's go ahead and take a look at this response. But let's first take a look at this member's message so we can see exactly what's going on here. So what you can see right here in the middle of the screen is an image, and this is by a member named Evelyn, and this is the member's response to another member's message. This Discord member, Evelyn, says right here, "True. Lonely on this game now. Feels bad to see a huge potential game slowly dies. Explains why I'm upset about it." Then Bucky responds with, "Fair enough if you feel sad or disappointed because Palworld isn't releasing content at the unrealistic pace you expect, but it's better to be pragmatic about these things rather than emotional. What potential is dying? The answer is none. We obviously haven't stopped working on the game and have only been working more and more on it since launch, hiring new people, etc. You seem to confuse the number of people playing with the life of the game. Palworld isn't a live service. Whether there are 2 million playing or 20, there is no difference. We're still working on the game. If it bums you out that much, take a break, leave the Discord, and come back when you think the game has added enough for you to return." So there you go. Let me know what your thoughts on this are. I personally do not think the game is dead one bit. I've actually even defended the game recently in yesterday's video, I believe, where I basically said, hey, once you have completed a good portion of the things in the game, or you've done pretty much everything 100% completed essentially, you're going to get bored. It happens with almost every game. It's not like it's Fortnite or something where you're constantly receiving these updates where the map is changing every week or something, right? It's not like that. Now, are we going to receive some changes on the map? I would imagine so, but again, it's nothing like you would see on Fortnite where you're receiving constant updates every single week where it's new content. They're trying to focus on fixing a good portion of the bugs that they did mention in the roadmap. They are working on content, which we'll get into here in just a few seconds, but it just seems ridiculous to say that the game is dead when the player base is 100,000 or something on Steam, and it can even go up to 200,000. I know it was at 2 mil at one point, and then if you take a look at Xbox, I'm not too sure what the player base is there, but I would assume it's pretty high as well. And yeah, it's a bit ridiculous to assume the game is dead when it's really not. But let's go ahead and move on and talk about what the developers mentioned in a tweet about 7 to 8 days ago. So we know we received patch 1.50, 1.5.1, and 1.5.2 recently. 1.5.2, that was on Xbox Pass. But if we go back just a few patches before that to specifically 0.1.5.0, you're going to see this tweet right here. This is by the official Palworld developer account here, and the developers say new content is also on development. Now, how soon is this? We really do not know. We do know that Bucky mentioned that in his tweet that there is some stuff coming up very soon, as you can tell here on the screen. Alrighty, before we get into it though, I do want to say I have went over this information previously, but I am going over it again for video purposes. What you're going to see right here is an X or Twitter post that was created by Bucky, and this is what he had to say. 6 weeks since release, and Palworld has over 250,000 reviews on Steam, over 250,000 reviews, insane. Still feeling very grateful to all the fans and to those who continue to make such great content and fan art. Some very cool things coming very soon. Now here's the thing, some of you thought that very soon meant maybe a month from now, 2 months, but I believe it's coming up very soon, and I'm going to show you some proof on that, potentially because some things have been updated as of late when it comes down to Steam DB. For example, right here on the screen, you're going to see that it says Palworld, and we have the app ID, the game, and the publisher developer, which is Pocket Pair. Then for the branches, you can take a look at the top two, which have been updated 2 hours ago. But for the few on the bottom here, such as private shipping, private development, or some of the other ones there, they have been updated about 5 days ago. This is good. This is a good sign. Potentially this means that there is something coming up very soon here. Now, whether or not it's something major is kind of up in the air at this point. Personally, I am hoping that they do end up giving us an update that will fix a lot more bugs and a lot more issues instead of releasing content just yet. Now, as much as I would love to have new things to mess with, such as pals or go to different islands or different items, and I'm sure a lot of you would like that too, but think about it. I mean, if we have a patch that can fix more issues, it will make the game run a lot more smoother in the future, which I'm absolutely all for. Let me know what your opinions are on this matter down below in the comments. Anyways, what we're gonna do here is take a look at this Reddit post, which is by a user named Elden Ranny Gaming, and this is what has happened recently when it came down to some of the bugs. Now, previously I did talk about a save wipe bug that was going on, and apparently there is another one going on right now. This user had this to say: "Goodbye, Palworld on Game Pass. Was working on my egg farm, game crash, reloaded, and all my save data is just gone. I own it on Steam and am making the move to there. 200 plus hour world gone. Pour one out for the homies here to the PC adventures." So not only did updating to 0.1.5.2 wipe your saves, apparently even afterwards, some game crashes can actually wipe your saves again, which is just bonkers. Now, this is currently going on, and if it has happened to you, let me know down below whether or not you're on Series S or if you're on Series X. Just let me know down below what you have experienced so far on console. And last but not least, when it comes down to bugs, this is a new one as well, and I have experienced this just a little bit occasionally from time to time when it comes down to assigning my pals, but I don't think I have experienced it with cooling. What you're going to see right here is this user named Casey ate the bat had this to say: "Cannot assign pals to cooling. Seems to be a relatively new glitch, but I cannot seem to get any pals assigned to cooling for my refrigerator. When I throw them at the cooler, I get an error that says fixed assignment failed. Switch to free assignment mode," whatever that means. "Pretty game breaking, as a lot of my food is spoiling even though it shouldn't. Reloading the world/game doesn't seem to fix it either. Any suggestions?" And really, I have no suggestions to this post. I mean, if I were to respond to it, I haven't came across this. Like I said, I have had it, pop up for other things, but not for this specifically. If you guys have a fix for this, let me know down below, and possibly we can help out somebody that may be experiencing this issue as well. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the infinite boss glitch. What you could do right here is duplicate the boss inside the tower, and all you're going to need is a meat cleaver and a pal that can be butchered, and make sure that that pal has a saddle. Once you have all those requirements, you're going to then grab your pal, butcher it, get on top of the mount instantly, or you can wait maybe a second after, but just don't wait too long. Get on top of your mount. Then from there, get off of your mount, throw your pal sphere, and you should see that the pal is going to sink below the map. This is good. We are now going to enter inside the dungeon or tower here. We're going to press forward, and we're eventually going to head over here towards the back. But we do not need to do this right now. Instead, what we're going to do is actually just sink below the map. So go ahead, hop on top of your mount, and let yourself fall down below. What will happen is that you will be slingshot back to your camp, your base. Go ahead, interact with the PAL box. We are going to fast travel back towards the tower. The same exact tower. If you do not do the same exact one, this is not going to work. So what you should see here is that we're now in front of the same exact tower. I'm going to enter inside, and I'm going to spawn down my PAL. I'll hop on top of my mount. This way, I'll sink below the map. We do not need to go to the front, and the only reason why I do not recommend it just yet, because something like this can happen. So yeah, you might just receive some damage that you do not want to receive. And with that being said, just throw down the pal sphere, hop on top of your mount, and sink below the map. Do this several times until you have the exact pal duplicated. For example, this pal inside of this dungeon. We just want to do this over and over again so they end up freezing underneath the map, and I will show you an example of this here soon. Once you have done it enough, you can hop on top of your mount, go through the barrier, and then go out of bounds. We then just want to head underneath the map with a pal that we can fly with. Do not use the same exact pal that you use to break through the barrier because it's not going to be fun. Anyways, all that you need to do is go underneath the map right here, and you should see that all of these bosses, the same exact ones, have been duplicated. And that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions about today's video, whether it's about the glitch or any of the things that we have talked about, make sure that you do comment down below and let's talk about it. That's pretty much it. If you want to, you can join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.